Man, this is not how I expected my morning to go. God damn. Man, I woke up this morning with the thought, hey, let me just get ready to start packing some packs. Or not packing some packs. Let me get ready to start, packing some orders, right? And something told me, look at my phone. My business partner says, hey, did you see the Supreme Court ruling? I'm like, dude, it's like 8 o'clock in the morning. That's February 20th, 8 o'clock in the morning. What do you mean? I go and check. We had some crazy good news. Crazy good news. At least for the TCG world. At least for the TCG world. Supreme Court ruled that the tariffs were deemed illegal due to IEEFA, IEEFA, and therefore it would all be abolished. And that, you know what that means? Man, look, when I heard that news, I was like, let's go! Let's go! That was amazing. I was like, okay, yes. Because essentially that means when we order stuff from Japan to go ahead and sell to people, or China, like Chinese Riftbound or Japanese Pokemon, which we know we have on our website, check out doublechompcollectibles.com. Go ahead, it's in the link in the description. It's on our Instagram, all that good stuff. Just go check it out. We got good prices, y'all. But regardless, that meant that we're going to be able to get things cheaper, which means y'all get stuff cheaper because we don't have to pay as much. It was amazing. It was. I was like, let's go. People are about to be so happy. We need some happiness in the community, man. With all this stuff that we've been dealing with lately, we really needed it. And I was texting my friend and coworker. I was like, hey, man, this is great. This is great. Cool, 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 cool. And then I went to take a shower. Maybe that's the first mistake. I went to take a shower. Because by the time I came out, there was a press conference. And the press conference said, or had Captain Trump saying, hey, just so you know, I was very disappointed in the fact that they wanted to get rid of tariffs, but it's okay because I'm going to be announcing a 10% global tariff across the board. And it's as due to, I believe, Section 122 of the 1974 Trade Act. And I was like, wait, hold on, 10%. Now, granted, hear me out. 10% is less than the 15% we were already paying from Japan, at least, right? Japan's was like a 15% tariff. But you go and look at how much he was saying. It's like, oh, 10%. Then you find out it's 10% on top of what we already charging. Now, last I checked, it was about 2 to 4% from Japan. So that was prior to the initial tariffs that we were dealing with. And so that puts us between 12 and 14% on tariffs, which is pretty much exactly where we were at in the first place. But then I asked myself, what if he wasn't talking about a 10% on top of that? What if he was talking about a 10% on top of the 15% we were already dealing with? That had me in the corner like, I don't know what's wrong with me today. Because that would be awful. But I'm pretty sure that's not what it is. I'm pretty sure it's going to be 10% globally on top of what was previously there and not the 2%. Let's just hope and pray. Let's hope and pray that's what it is. So between 12 and 14%. We'll see. Because it was like an emergency presser, I believe it was called. So, man, I have different plans for a video today. I wanted to talk about the growth of Double Chop as a whole. But, like, hey, one thing's true. President Donnie T never fails to surprise people. He never fails to surprise people. So, I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I hope for the best. Good news is if he does do this 10% globally, he can go up to 15% if he wanted to. But it's about only for 150 days. It can only be for 150 days unless approved by Congress to extend. So, I don't know. What are your thoughts? Whether you like Trump or don't like Trump, that's not what this video is even about. This video is just about what this means for the trading card game business. And as you guys know, we are trying to specialize in Pokemon and Riftbound. And and the good portion of that is going to be from the foreign countries, because Chinese Riftbound, we're able to actually play with those. Kind of like how Yu-Gi-Oh used to be back in the day, where you can run around with like German chaos or Caiuses, whatever the name is, Caius and Bubble Man and all that good stuff. Uh, so we're able to play with Chinese stuff. So we're gonna start importing that and putting those on the website. You already know Japanese Pokemon, right? It's a boom. So all that stuff we plan on having on the website. If you guys remember all the tax stuff that we were dealing with, all that's essentially almost wrapped up. So we can start really putting things onto the website. It'll be a less bare. It'll be less bare. But end of the day, that's essentially the news for today. If you guys can you just do me a favor, go check out the website. Even if you don't buy anything, please leave a comment. Leave a comment, or maybe even just join. We have the ability to, or you have the ability to make an account and everything, just so you can get coupons in the future and all that good stuff. But yeah, check out check out our website. Give us some tips if you have any tips, things that you like, things that you don't like, as we always try to steadily improve and grow, because we don't know everything, but we're trying to learn the most we possibly can. So yeah, it's Double Chop Collectibles, y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. Hopefully hair free. Peace.